Hey, this is Marcus Washington, MTC Media, with the fight preview of Dmitry Bivol and Artur Beterbiev. Hey, we've been waiting for this fight for a while. Obviously, there was an injury that had this fight delayed, so these guys were trying to make the fight unlike anything having to do with Canelo. Bivol was so good against Canelo. He hasn't fought a good fighter ever since, man. He's been running ever since, and for Beterbiev, this is going to be the biggest opportunity that he has had in his career. Now, the common opponent I keep hearing when it comes to comparison of the two is Joe Smith Jr. And I don't like the comparison and comparing those two fights. It's completely two different styles. And both of these fighters react to those styles in different ways. So I'm going to throw that out, and we're going to get to the keys. The keys for Bivol is to vary his attack. He has to go upstairs, downstairs, come inside, come outside, off the jab, move, vary those movements. Keep Beterbiev thinking. Keep him guessing. Keep him off angle so he can't put on that attack. So working your way up, working it up and down, working it down and up, varying that attack certainly is one of the most significant keys. 2, land a significant punch. Beterbiev is good for continuously just coming inside. If you cannot discourage him from walking in, he'll just try to pressure fight you for 12 rounds. So land something significant, land something that gets his attention, land something that makes him stop in his tracks from coming forward, and then have the fight in the middle of the ring. Bivol to control that distance, control where the fight and the skirmishes and the exchanges, control where that happens. Those are the keys for Bivol. Now, the keys for Beterbiev, win the early rounds with pressure. If Bivol comes out and wants these early rounds to be feel-out rounds, those rounds where you put an asterisk beside it because it could be scored either way, Beterbiev has a great chance of winning those rounds looking like the aggressor. So building up something in your pot of rounds that you've won, not necessarily winning by landing a whole bunch of significant punches, but winning by looking like he's the aggressor, winning by being more active in those early rounds will build stuff up for him. Body work. Get to Bivol's body. Dig, dig, dig. Any sort of clinches, dig to the body. Any sort of exchanges, dig to the body. I would even say start at the body and work up. On those combos, start at the body and work up. And then as the fight goes on, again, same thing, varying the attack and ending it with a shot to the body. Working Bivol's body, putting that in your bag and having that in your toolbox coming into the fight should help Beterbiev win those later rounds and slow Bivol down. And last but not least, throw punches in combinations like you did against Marcus Brown. If Beterbiev throws in combinations and Bivol, to deal with it, stops throwing, that is a great way for Beterbiev again to win rounds, to land something significant, to make Bivol stop moving, make him even more hittable during those important rounds, those skirmishes. Those are the things that start showing up in the late middle rounds into the championship rounds. Doing all of those things, building things up, and that's where this fight is. Beterbiev needs to build up to the championship rounds. That's why I talked about stealing those early rounds, being aggressive, working to the body. He has to build up to those later rounds. Bivol, for him, is more of controlling the real estate where we're going to fight. I'm going to control it in the middle of the ring. I'm going to control the angles to kind of dim when you attack, how you attack, all that sort of control there. 2 different ways to win this great fight. You got to watch it. It is on ESPN Plus. I know everyone wants a prediction. I am so hesitant To make a prediction on this, I love both guys, man. I love both guys. They fight differently, but I love both guys leaning into what they do very, very well. I am going to go with Bivol by split decision as where is my official prediction. This is Marcus Washington, MTC Media.